A migrant pulled a woman onto train tracks in Hamburg, Germany. That migrant who shoved an 18-year-old woman onto subway tracks was already known to German police and had been arrested days earlier. It has emerged. The 18-year-old girl was standing on the platform at Wandsbek Markt here in Hamburg subway station when the man suddenly approached her. This is literally a couple train stations from me here at home. I'm living in Hamburg, Germany. And I need to ask you, what goes on in your mind, in your head, when you hear me reading this out? I can tell you what goes on in my mind. It's disbelief, disappointment, anger. Not only for failed migration policy, but especially for lack of accountability and ownership. When the system, the incentives of political setup and decisions are disaligned with reality of where the people live, so will political outcomes be. Having said that, knowing the lack of accountability, ownership, also the failed media and the involvement of failed media in this, we are certain that nothing will change. And the homicides, suicides, killings, tomorrow, next week, next month will continue. And it's hard to grasp. Also, the mirroring, reflection in our society of what is going on, also in correspondence with the media. When you talk about this with friends, family, business contacts, silence, nodding, disbelief, small interactions, but then let's talk about football. Business as usual. The problem is it has been accepted, normalized by our society. And literally everything I'm showing you here now, I'm reading out and citing media sources. I'm not really saying or stating what I think personally, but a media that is barely talking about it, that's why I'm also citing international sources, is reframing it instead of saying a migrant, yet saying a man, showing or giving this news with a paywall, where this is not even available to the non-paying public citizen, has already failed by various aspects. And then what you hear from politicians. Is there anyone publicly talking about this or being asked? And if they are being asked, the usual standard lethargic empathy pretending words you're hearing. It's just, having said that, it's certain nothing is going to change. Having said all of this, do you think, as a father with children, I would let my family, my children, walk around here in Germany during the day or at night? When you go to the main station, you have the usual suspects loitering around everywhere, high drug, high crime rates, feeling of high insecurity. Of course not. This is not the Germany, the Hamburg I lived and grew up on. It's not safe at all. When I was a child, a teenager, I could move around freely. High security, feeling of being certain, and we didn't have digital surveillance cameras everywhere. It was rather the opposite, yet you felt way safer, less threatened. So touching base on all of this, I would like to reiterate and show you 3 examples how backwards, how disincentivized our society, our political setup is today here, impacting directly me in my daily life here in Hamburg, Germany. And I want to base that on Kurt Katz's viral video here on YouTube, where he was being attacked by zombies here in Hamburg. Just showing you the daily life and reality. Where he went in the city of Hamburg, in that big drug substitution center you're not supposed to go, next to the main station, main Hauptbahnhof train station. It's a big danger zone. You shouldn't go, you shouldn't have weapons, and so on and so forth. First point, where Kurt went during the day, this is in the middle of the city, next to the main station, where you have several schools around. I know that district very well. I'm there also on a daily, frequent basis a lot due to schools, due to business activities and so on. How in the world would you set up a huge drug substitution facility in the middle of the center, next to all the shopping, prestige, businesses, schools around? It doesn't make any sense. In the middle of the city, you have zombies stacked up, high drug scenes, drug dealers, the usual suspects loitering around, and you set that up. Of course, it's a complete failure by the government already, because it backfired. By this substitution facility for drugs, it has become a complete hotspot for drug use and not only substitutions. So that's failure number one. The second failure is he is being attacked, Kurt is being attacked, yet the police doesn't do anything. At the same time, he is getting sued and persecuted or followed by the people who tried to stab him, to mock him down. Look at this video clearly. He said it. He is getting lawsuits and so on and being harassed. That is totally backwards. And which brings me to my third point. I'm in that area for business, being harassed on an almost daily basis by drug addicts, the usual suspects and so on. While the police is being there, I park my car, and instead that the police, not only for me, but especially for children running around, going from train stations to the school, from school back, that the police, the government is not securing and ensuring security for children from basic small age with zombies walking around, is not ensuring security. What are they doing? They are giving you parking tickets here, which I'm showing you here on the screen. Absolute absurdity, obscene. This is what I mean. And I get it. I get the police. They don't get paid. The police here is incentivized to be a profit center instead of fulfilling their actual current job of ensuring security. The government has a monopoly over security, over weapons use. And instead of executing that properly, they are profit center. Giving you penalties for parking wrong when fraudsters, drug dealers, I don't even have words, you see it, but this is what I mean. If our system is backward, disincentivized, you shouldn't be surprised about the outcome, the reality outcome of how backward our society is. Tickets from the government instead of ensuring security for our children and our next generations. Think about that. Picture that. There's one aspect why I cannot live here anymore. And I said again, it's not only security is a big issue, but this contradiction of how backward our society, I cannot hold on to this. It doesn't make any sense. I would lie to myself living in this sort of reality in this world. I cannot make this up anymore, and I cannot agree to living in such a society. And with having said that, we are certain nothing will change. I have to say it openly, just as a disclaimer. I'm just citing publicly available news. This is only my opinion. News can change on a daily basis. My research is thought to be well done, but can change on a daily basis. But do your own research.